Hello and welcome to the Student Disability and Wellbeing webinar today. We're very glad you could join us, and today we want to spend about an hour together, a chance for us to talk through the Disability and Wellbeing Service, the type of support we offer to students, and we'll have some time at the end to answer any questions you may have. So I'll now pass on to Karen and Alana just to introduce themselves briefly.
Hi, I'm Karen Harvey. I'm one of the Disability Services team. So I'm going to provide a wee bit of information about what we do in Disability Services, how we support students, and the types of supports that could be available if you do decide to register with our service.
Hi, I'm Alana Kern. I'm a current PhD student within Queen's in the School of Nursing and Midwifery. And I'm going to be chatting you through my experience with dyslexia and the different services that I've availed of through the Student Disability and Wellbeing Service.
Great, and my name is Will Plunkett and I'm a Wellbeing Advisor here at Queen's. Okay, so we're going to get started in our presentation, and as I said, we have some questions at the end, so please feel free to type those in the comments box and we can answer those. Just to note, those questions are marked as private. We're aware that there may be some questions of a sensitive nature, so please feel free to answer those or ask those, and we will try our best to answer those questions. If we don't get a chance to answer them, or if you have anything you don't feel comfortable to ask in this environment, please email us later and we'll put our details up at the end. And we'll start our presentation.
Hello and welcome to the Student Disability and Wellbeing Services webinar. Today we hope to provide you with an overview of the services we offer to students at Queen's, starting with information about disability services and then moving on to the Student Wellbeing Service. I will start with giving you an overview of the Disability Service at Queen's and talk to you about who we support, how students can register with the service, and the types of in-course supports available, and this will also include some information about funded support that you may be entitled to. So firstly, I want to give you some background about disability services and the types of students that we support. So we currently support over 2,000 students with a variety of conditions, and this could include those with physical disabilities and mobility difficulties, those with medical conditions such as epilepsy or heart conditions, diabetes, just to name a few, sensory impairments such as a hearing impairment or a visual impairment, specific learning difficulties such as dyslexia or dyspraxia, and this would be one of our largest groups of students who do register with the service. We also support students with mental health difficulties such as depression and anxiety, and there has been an increase in the number of students with diagnosed mental health difficulties registering with our service over recent years, and we work very closely with our colleagues within the Student Wellbeing Service to provide appropriate ongoing support for this group of students, and that will also include offering students a RAP or a Wellness Recovery Action Plan when they first register with disability services. We also support students with autistic spectrum conditions, and we facilitate and organise additional social and peer support opportunities for this group. I think it's just important for you to note that we do not support students with short-term or temporary impairments, only those with long-term conditions or disabilities. Okay, we're going to move on now to steps to register with disability services and give you a bit of a background on that. So disclosure. Disclosure is very much a personal choice. We encourage applicants to disclose when they're applying to the university, as this enables them to access support more promptly. Many applicants think that disclosing their disability on their application will impact the decision of an offer, but this isn't the case at all. Some students decide to disclose their disability once they commence their studies or during the course, and that's okay, as students can register with disability services at any point of their academic journey. The next stage really is then to register, and in order to do that you must complete an online questionnaire and provide evidence of your disability or your medical condition or a specific learning difficulty. You'll need to provide a letter or a medical report from, depending on the nature of your condition, it may be a GP, a consultant or a psychologist. For those with specific learning difficulties such as dyslexia, a full diagnostic assessment report from a chartered psychologist or a specialist teacher who holds a current practicing certificate in specific learning difficulty assessment will be required. There will be links to the pre-registration questionnaire and further information about what medical evidence is required on the Disability Services website, and further details will be provided at the end of the presentation. Students who need an assessment for dyslexia at this point can contact Disability Services, and we can provide them with further information on how you can arrange this. So once you complete your questionnaire and you produce your medical evidence, you will be invited for an initial assessment with a disability officer. So for new students who are due to commence in the new academic year, appointments usually take place during the summer months, a majority of them being in August. Students will be assigned a disability officer who will discuss in-course supports, will make recommendations and advise on any funded support that may be available. Now, due to the current guidelines on social distancing, appointments will be conducted remotely via Microsoft Teams for the time being. Further information will be provided to students about the assessment meeting and how that will take place whenever they receive their appointment email, so we will keep students abreast of that. Once you have met with your disability officer, we will need them to communicate any supports that you have to your academic school, and this would be communicated via an individual student support agreement, or ISA for short. There will be a disability advisor within each school who will ensure that any support requirements and recommendations are communicated to the relevant teaching staff. The information regarding a student's disability is treated with the strictest of confidence and in line with GDPR and data protection guidelines. And once a student is registered, disability officers can provide ongoing support and advice throughout your studies, and we can review and update supports at any stage if your circumstances change at any point. Okay, just then to give you some examples of the types of support that may be recommended during your initial assessment with your disability officer. Now, this isn't an exhaustive list, but it gives you an idea of the types of in-course support that may be on offer. All supports that are recommended will be very much dependent on the nature of your disability or your condition, and it will be tailored to your individual needs. Now, some of the recommendations here will need to be adjusted in light of the changes to teaching and learning due to social distancing measures, but these will be discussed at your appointment. So just to give you a few examples there, within the teaching and learning environment, we may be recommending things like flexibility with deadlines or having PowerPoint slides in advance. And when it comes to exams and assessment, we may be recommending extra time or rest breaks or specialist furniture in order for you to sit your exam, or maybe a smaller venue. So there's a wide range of supports, but we will talk to you about them on an individual basis. Okay, just to move on then to the funded support, and specifically to the Disabled Students Allowance, or DSA for short. This is a grant to help meet the extra costs that students may face as a direct result of their disability, or their ongoing health condition, or a mental health condition, or a specific learning difficulty. So if you are a resident in the UK and can provide written evidence of your condition, you may be entitled to apply for DSA. It's not means tested, it does not need to be paid back, and the equipment is usually yours to keep after graduation. So some of the things the DSA may cover, things like specialist equipment, and that could be in the form of specialist hardware or software, or recording devices, or it could be to do specialist furniture. There's also an allowance for non-medical helper support, and that may fund things like specialist tutors or mentoring support. Now, none of this would be subject specific. It may be assistance that you require when you're on campus or in the library. The types of non-medical helper support recommended to you will depend very much on your individual needs. And I think it's just important to note that Queen's have their own register of support provider team who can provide specialist support recommended through funded by DSA, and they can match you to suitably qualified support providers if this is recommended on your DSA. DSA can also cover things like consumables, and that may cover, your photocopying costs, ink and paper. And there is an allowance as well for travel for some students who may be unable to use public transport as a result of their disability. Your needs assessor will assess your individual needs and determine what DSA supports you will require. So not everything on this list will be automatically available to you. It very much depends on your individual needs. Okay, just to look then at the DSA application process. So really what you need to do first of all is to apply for DSA, and often that will be, you'll have to complete a DSA 1 form. Now further information and links on how to access a DSA 1 form and make an application will be available on our further information slide at the end of the presentation and within the Disability Services website. Once your DSA 1 is completed, it needs to be sent to your funding body. For the majority of students, this will usually be your Student Finance England or Northern Ireland, Wales, or within Scotland. Some postgraduate students may be funded by a research council, and Disability Services can assist those students with their application. Students from the Republic of Ireland, they will apply often to the HEA for disability support, and their disability officer can assist them with the application as the process is slightly different. So if you are eligible for DSA, you will receive a confirmation letter from your funding body advising you that you're eligible and approving for you to have a needs assessment. Details of a needs assessment centre will be provided within your letter. And just for you to know that Queen's will have their own needs assessment centre based on campus. So if you do apply for DSA while you're living in Northern Ireland, it'd be likely that you'd be referred to the Queen's Needs Assessment Centre, as that would be your most local one. If you're living in GB, when you apply, you would often be referred to your most local needs assessment centre. As regards to DSA, at the moment, needs assessments are also being conducted remotely, but all that information will be detailed within your DSA confirmation letter. We would recommend that you apply for DSA before starting your course. Applications for the new academic year usually open around April or May time each year, so this will enable you to have your needs assessment and for any funded support you require to be put in place more quickly rather than wait for you to start your course. Tweaks can be made to your needs assessment if your choice of course changes, and it can take a number of weeks for your funding body to assess your eligibility and approve the DSA application. On a needs assessment, whenever it is conducted, it can on average take 6 to 8 weeks for funding bodies to process the applications, and the time frames can be dependent on the time of year and if there are any particular queries with the recommendations made on the needs assessment. But on average, it could take about 14 weeks to complete the whole process and to receive any equipment that is being recommended. If you require any further information about DSA or the process, please visit our website. And the gov.uk Disabled Students Allowance website is also very good. There's lots of information there, and information will come up at the end of the presentation. But as you can see, there's some contact details here for the Needs Assessment Centre at Queen's and the Queen's Registered Support Providers team. And if you have any specific queries about needs assessments or the one-to-one support, you can contact those email addresses there. Okay, I'm going to hand you now over to my colleague Will, who is going to talk to you about the Student Wellbeing Service at Queen's.
Thank you, Karen. As an institution, our aspiration is that every student leaves the university confident that they have achieved their academic potential and are equipped to cope with the next phase of their life, feeling connected and hopeful about their future. With this in mind, I want to tell you about the Student Wellbeing Service and how we support students in their journey. The following video outlines the range of support services we offer.
As you go through your student journey, you will experience new things, interact with people from different cultures, and have different expectations to manage from yourself and others. Some students cope well most of the time, others don't. You may struggle with your course, struggle to make friends, experience relationship difficulties, or have an addiction to alcohol or drugs that is impacting your ability to perform academically. You may be struggling with things in your personal life, such as a health condition, financial worries or family pressures. No matter what is going on, the important thing to remember is that help is available. Our student wellbeing team based in the Student Guidance Centre offers support to students through a variety of ways. We offer allocated one-to-one meetings with a wellbeing advisor to talk through your issue further. This includes specialist safe and healthy relationship advocates for support in relation to sexual misconduct, bullying, harassment, or any form of hate crime for which Queen's has a zero tolerance policy. Students who have been affected by any of these issues can use the online system Report and Support to get more information and make a request for support from an advocate. We also provide access to self-help materials in the Student Guidance Centre and on our website. Can help book you into relevant workshops and events, including our Wellbeing on Weekdays events that are open to all students. Refer you to counselling support. Offer a coaching service. Provide links to external support agencies when appropriate. Student Wellbeing work in partnership with disability services for students with a disability or a long-term medical condition, ensuring all students receive adequate support during their time at Queen's. For information on supports available and how to register with disability services, please visit their website or email disability.office@qub.ac.uk. So, how do students connect with us and get support? Disability and Wellbeing have a daily drop-in service during term time where students can speak with an advisor about their issues. We work out what support will suit you best and how to access this support. We are committed to supporting students to live well and be well. This commitment is underpinned by Queen's core values of respect, integrity, excellence, ambition and connected, which keeps students at the heart of service planning, development and design. Details of our service, including drop-in times, how to make an appointment and our Wellbeing on Weekdays events, can be found on our website. Make sure you keep up to date through our social media channels by searching for QUB Student Wellbeing.
As you can see, there are a wide range of supports. We offer an accessible, flexible and responsive service that is free to all students at the university. If you're not sure what support is best for you, the Student Wellbeing Service is a good starting point. You can speak with one of our wellbeing staff in a non-judgmental environment, through our drop-in or simply by getting in contact. We will listen to your issues or concerns and talk through suitable support options. If we feel you need counselling or support from another external service, we can discuss that with you. The counselling service is run in partnership with Inspire, a local counselling organisation. Working with Inspire gives Queen's students access to a range of different clinical skills. Counselling is also a free service, and it provides a short-term, brief, solution-focused model, normally between 4 to 6 sessions. Counselling staff are all trained, experienced, and extremely committed to the work they do. Students are gently challenged to face their problems and set goals on how to achieve solutions to problems and actively work towards those goals. As a service, we also deliver a range of workshops and events throughout the academic year. Events and workshops are based on what we find works well for students and what students tell us they need. We offer Wellbeing on weekday events where we focus on the Take 5 Steps to Wellbeing. Be active, connect, take notice, give, and keep learning. Each week we run free activities like yoga, mindfulness, free lunches, and much, much more. As Karen mentioned earlier, we also offer WRAPs, or Wellness Recovery Action Plans, and these are available to all students. This is an opportunity to sit down with students and help them identify ways to manage their mental well-being. This will include building wellness tools and looking at the activities that are important for individuals to do regularly to stay as well as possible. We also try to identify early warning signs that things may not be going well and help you create an action plan to identify the best supports to manage your well-being. By developing wellness tools and putting in place an action plan for when times are difficult, you can be proactive in looking after your well-being and mental health. We all have a responsibility to manage our mental well-being, and we are pleased to offer supports such as wellness recovery action plans to support our students in doing this. Students come to our service for a wide range of reasons. If you're experiencing any difficulties or concerns, help is available. We use a step-up model of support to find the most appropriate support for students, no matter what they are experiencing. The university is committed to promoting a safe and supportive environment in which students grow in independence and which celebrates equality, diversity, and inclusivity. Here you can see some responses from students who accessed our service. Students engage with our service at different points in their student journey. We know that each student journey will be different, with a unique set of hopes, ambitions, and needs. In order to respond to the full range of needs that will be experienced, we will work in partnership with students in ways which are empowering and which build upon your own resources and resilience. You're welcome to visit our website listed for more details, or please feel free to contact us via email at disability.office@qub.ac.uk for any disability related queries, or studentwellbeing@qub.ac.uk for any wider wellbeing queries. Thank you for taking the time to hear about the Disability and Wellbeing Service. Myself and Karen will be happy to take any questions you may have. And if we don't get a chance to answer, please feel free to email us later, as detailed on the slide. Hopefully that gave you a good overview of our service, and what I hope came across is that we really offer an individual service. So although we were talking quite generically today, we really want to meet with people individually and find out the best service for them and how best we can support our students in their studies. So with that in mind, I now want to share a video with you that Alana prepared for us, telling us about her personal experience of her studies at Queen's and working with the support services in place. And then, as I said at the end, myself, Karen, and Alana will be there to answer questions that you may have.
Hi everyone, so hope everyone's staying safe and you're welcome to my little home makeshift office. So I'm Alana Kern. I'm a current PhD student here at Queen's in the School of Nursing and Midwifery, and I am dyslexic. So I'm delighted to have been asked by the Disability and Wellbeing Service team to kind of talk you through my experience as a dyslexic student at Queen's. So I'm going to talk through kind of my journey with dyslexia, my experience of kind of disclosing my dyslexia to disability services and the supports that I got through that and what I found really beneficial, and then also a bit of advice for any current students or students that are considering coming to Queen's with dyslexia or any other disability. So the turning point for me was when I started at Queen's. So I will talk you through this and my journey in Queen's with dyslexia. So although I was never diagnosed, so I wasn't diagnosed with dyslexia until I came to Queen's, but I did know from a young age that I was dyslexic. So on my UCAS form, I think I disclosed that I had dyslexia and the application form to the university. Then I was contacted by the link person in the Student Guidance Centre, which at that point was Grania McGoldrick, and my link person now there is Orla Cragan. So they were able to communicate me and kind of collaborate with me for specific dates and what the kind of timeline of them are. So I'll talk through a few of these supports that I found beneficial throughout my journey at Queen's. So the first one, and I can't express enough how invaluable this support is the dyslexic tutor. So I have had 2 dyslexic tutors in my whole time at Queen's, Elaine and Janet. So what the dyslexic tutor does is that you can meet up with them, you can chat through your skills, your weaknesses and your strengths, and you can kind of plan how you can make your weaknesses better, or how you can apply your strengths. Then for specific things such as assignments, how to plan your assignment, what is the question, what's the question really asking, and kind of breaking it down to help you answer it. Then going on, I got extra time for exams and assignments. So in exams, I got 25% extra time. Then another thing that I got was recording devices. So at undergrad, I had like a kind of rectangular recording device, and then you could plug it in your computer and it kind of came up. But now, which I think it was really, really beneficial to me, is this little pen. So at the minute in my PhD now, I didn't have this at undergrad, but I would say it would be fabulous for undergrad too, especially for lectures and things. I use it for supervision now. So this little cap comes off. So this is your pen. And in here, there's like a little camera. I don't know if you can see it, but I write down on like a special notepad, and it records too what's being said at that time when I'm writing them certain notes. And then I can just like kind of click on that notepad at that certain note, and it plays out what is being spoken at that point. So if you're having a lecture, if you want to jot down a certain little note and then click on that, and it comes up what the lecturer was saying at that point. So this is a really good piece of technology to have. I really find it beneficial. Then I got a laptop and a printer too, to be able to print. And on the laptop then I have specialized software. So we've got Read and Write Gold, which is a software that you kind of can convert PDFs to Word documents, or it can read out your Word documents for you. So I use it a lot for if I want to read journals, I can take in what they're saying better listening. So I can play that out, and it reads the journal article for me. So that's what I use it for at the minute. Then another one which is fabulous and I love so much, I just got it for my PhD, is Dragon software. So it's a software and I have this little kind of headset. Everyone in my office kind of laughs at me and says I look like I work in a call centre in my office, but I speak into this and it types up what I speak. So it's really good. Now it takes a little time to kind of train it, do your voice, but the technology is amazing. So I use this for kind of any notes that I have, any thoughts that I have, if I'm writing up notes from a journal, so I can be reading. My Read and Write Goal can be reading out a journal, and I have the Dragon software then that I can just kind of speak out what that's saying for certain notes and stuff. Or if you're writing up assignments or whatever too, you could use it for it. It's brilliant, really good. And you get training for all of these different softwares and technologies, so really take the benefit of these if you do get them, because you have to be able to use them effectively to get the best out of them. So what I really want to highlight too is collaboration is key. This is my number one advice to anyone. So collaboration with, so to identify that you have dyslexia, collaborate with the link people, collaborate with the dyslexic assessors, the Student Guidance Centre, your school, within Queen's that you're going to, really utilise the services that are there. It's an amazing service for anyone, and everyone is so approachable and helpful. Another one that kind of has developed throughout my academic career is responsibility. So taking ownership of my own academic journey and my dyslexic journey. So really, how can you keep empowering yourself to better yourself, to keep going? I hope this has been helpful, and please don't hesitate to ask me any questions in the Q&A, and stay safe, everyone. And this is a great opportunity to ask any questions, and it's a lovely environment to do. So please don't be shy.
Great. So I believe then Orla might join us just to let us know about some questions that might be coming in. So as Alana said, please feel free to ask questions. This is, I think Alana, you described it as a lovely environment. Hopefully it is. But it's very much a safe environment where we can talk about support, and that's very much what our role is, to listen and support students as best we can. So please feel free to ask any questions.
So yeah, just to remind everybody that the questions that you ask are private, so please feel free to ask away. We have some questions in at the moment. So the first one is, how do assessments take place, especially during the current circumstances with social distancing?
Okay, from the disability side of things, what we're doing at the moment is offering students remote assessments. So we can assess students via Microsoft Teams. That is, currently the situation at the moment. Now that may change as guidelines change. If individual students have any issues with using the likes of Microsoft Teams or using any sort of particular platform, we will certainly discuss those individual needs with those individuals, and we will come up with a way in which it sort of will best suit them. So at the moment, remote, we are working from home, but as things do change, we will constantly review how we're doing our assessments.
Yeah,
That's great.
Sorry, just to add on to that, that's something we are very much doing at the moment, where we're really looking towards, that it may well be a different environment, but we're coming up with new ways to try to interact with students. Certainly from a wellbeing perspective, we're trying to find ways that students can interact and meet new people and get support. So please know that's something we're continuing to work on, and we really will have a blended support to offer everyone when they come in the new academic year.
That's great, thank you both. Just another question, I'm not sure if you would be in a position to answer this, but it's in relation to students coming, international students coming over to the UK in terms of quarantining for 14 days, and do you provide any support in relation to that?
We probably wouldn't be the best point of contact to answer this. Certainly our colleagues in international student support will be working alongside this to advise students. We have an FAQ page on our Queen's website, and perhaps we can get that in the comments later, Orla. So that really asks all those sorts of questions of, in this new world, what that may look like, and refers to quarantine and things. So Queen's is keeping an eye on current guidance, and they are reacting to that, and we are trying to update those FAQ pages as often and as frequent as we can. So hopefully you'll be able to find any answers in relation to that there, but please also use the support of our colleagues in international student support, and they will be well versed in advising students.
That's great, thank you, and I will actually post a link to that up into the chat in a minute. In terms of questions, that seems to be everything we have at the minute. So again, anyone watching or listening, please feel free to add your messages in. Just when we have, when there's this downtime at the moment, Alana, do you want to add anything in terms of, in addition to your video, or is there anything in terms of the software that you're using or any guidance that you would like to give?
I think from what I was saying in the video, in terms of the training of using the software, it is very important, you know, to take all on board what the different trainers are saying. I don't know at the minute what you guys are doing in terms of training. I'm assuming that it's all online in terms of how to use the software. Other things is tailoring the software to meet your needs. So everyone's different, and every course is different, and it's kind of really using them to benefit your own academic career. As I was saying, I use Read and Write Gold a lot in tandem with the Dragon software, and the most support that I would use is the Dyslexic Tutor, which, what I was saying, are really, really invaluable and have been for me all throughout undergrad, masters and PhD. So getting these supports when you come into Queen's, really use them and collaborate with the different people within student guidance and the disability and wellbeing service to really get the benefit out of these.
That's great, thank you very much. So as you can see, if you click on the chat, you will see on your screen I've included some of the links to the campus commitment statement in relation to arrangements for the academic year, and also some information for new international students. But on that initial web page, you will find information for current students and also for new students starting in September. So that seems to be it in terms of questions coming in. Karen or Will, do you have anything that you would like to add?
Well, I'll just add, I think Alana summed it up quite well about sort of working, you know, with the support services that are there. We, you know, as I said in the presentation, students come to us at different points through their academic career, and please feel free to come to us at any point. But often the support works really well when you come to us at the start, and we can get the support in place from day one. So, yeah, if you're not sure, come and ask the question, come and say hello, and, you know, we'll try best to support you. But know that we're there throughout your academic journey. So if you have a disability, absolutely let Disability Services know, and they've lots of great supports in place. But if you have any concerns, if you have any questions, you're not sure where to ask, and, you know, just like where I've directed some support there to the international student support, I may not always be the best point of contact, or we may not be in our service, but we will do our best to find out who that is for you and to get you to the right support. There is often this myth that university is a completely independent place, but there's so much support available, and please use it, because it is there, and it's there because we have found a need in the past, and we have found that we can offer students a good support. So please come and use it. As I said, again in the presentation, you know, for whatever reason, nothing is ever too big or too small, but I would encourage you to get in contact, and we will try our best to support you.
And I really echo everything that what Will has said. You know, we are here, we work very closely together, and if we don't always have all the answers, but we will try our best to get answers and to, you know, link you in with the right people to give you the best support. So we really do hope that, you know, if you are coming to Queen's and you do have a disability, or, you know, you want more information about sort of well-being, that you do contact us. We're very willing to answer any queries that you may have. Even if you're unsure about registering with the service, you know, we can hopefully reassure you and give you the information you need so that you can make an informed decision.
That's great. Yeah, I think you've made some valid points, and I suppose, well, as you pointed out there, you know, some people may think that this is a service that you needed to benefit from at the start, but as you pointed out, it's really at any stage throughout the academic career and academic term that the students can contact you and receive support. So just before we wrap it up for this afternoon, just to make everybody listening aware that on the screen you will see a number of ways that you can connect with both Will and Karen. So through the likes of social media, and there's also the Student Wellbeing and the Disability Office emails. So, you know, people might think we're on the summer break, but we'll be working away. So please feel free to drop an email, especially following this webinar. If you have any questions, just email with the addresses on the screen. So that's great. I hope everybody listening received information and that you're ready to start your academic year in September, and knowing that we'll be there to support you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.